are you?
I mean, I'm in front of this crazy ass keyboard.
Wait, what? Is it glowing?
Yeah.
That's
I
fun.
should have brought a stand. Damn it. Carm, where's your video?
I'm just busy writing something. I'll be on in a minute.
Oh, cool. So this is the pre-show hang. Georgia, are you loving it? You're like, oh, this is so fun.
Hold on, I want to hear you guys now.
This is very fun. I love how only 3 of us have our cameras on now.
Where the hell? Yeah, and I'm at a live show and I have to like think about my set, but all I'm thinking about is like what jacket to wear.
What show are you at?
You know Tibor?
We know who?
Spark.
Oh, Spark. Yeah.
I'm probably not allowed to have liquids up by the light up computer. Let me. Oh, there's like a drink holder. The nerds have thought of everything.
Fancy.
So then I'm drinking the lemonade kombucha. I went to the co-op across the street. It was weird. It was uncomfortable.
Why was it uncomfortable?
$18 for 2 tablespoons of pearl couscous. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is the cooperation here? What are we cooperating about? Look, it's No Shud. That's Georgia and Tucker. If you want to talk to the phone, they can hear you if you scream into my face.
I haven't seen him in over a year now.
Stop talking to real humans. Talk to my humans in the phone.
Friends.
Tell Georgia said hi, and I think she looks pretty.
Brittany, Georgia says hi, and you look pretty.
Oh, you look pretty too.
Oh, she says that you look pretty. Here, let me take this. Chicka, boom. We're taking over. Should I just hook up to the? Should I just hook up to the amp here and like we should just merge shows?
Yes, make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm gonna need a male to female. That's what cables are called.
Oh, I see.
Hi, Juan. Hi, Georgia. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you. Juan looks like you're on an island of some sort.
Yeah, that's the point.
On an island.
Keeps me humble.
It looks cool. You're in Seattle, right?
Whose butt is this?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, butt patrol.
Karma, are you gonna do a game?
I'm actually mimicking your buddy behind you. Your buddy behind you was sitting like this.
Oh, Georgia? She's or Brittany. Carmen's copying you.
I was copying her and I was like waiting for her to notice. And she
It's a little subtle, Carm. You're very subtle, creeper. You need more direct creeping. 2021.
No, you gotta be stealth creepers are the ones for the win. You know, you gotta.
I'm a creep stealth. This is the karaoke portion of the show, Juan Carlos.
I'm loving it. What song am I singing? I'm ready.
Yeah.
What do you want to sing? What's your go-to karaoke songs, guys?
Look at Me Now by Chris Brown and Busta Rhymes.
Do the Busta Rhymes verse. Let's hear that.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up the lyrics.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Okay.
This is the game. We're doing karaoke, and I'm in a live show yelling into my phone in the back of the live show. I love this.
Hold on.
Is this annoying?
Wow.
Is this annoying?
I feel like someone's always doing like 3 things at once.
Right?
Sorry.
Don't multitask, but like, I don't know.
Yelled at me earlier. She's like, you're clearly not listening to me. My sister.
Is Monica there?
All right.
I don't know. Is she in the Zoom room?
Juan, are you like typing it out?
Oh no, I'm really pulling this up. This is really gonna happen. Hold on.
Oh wow. Okay, we here for this.
Shit. Okay, I have to put the.
I'm here. She's got the male to female plug
Ready?
sorted out. We're gonna stream it live at the show.
Is it annoying? Or
Hey, yo,
funny?
Breezy. Let me show you how to keep your face rolling when you're there in that thing over there, homie. All right. Let's go. Because I feel like I'm running and I feel like I got to get away. Better know that I don't. I want to stop because you know I got to win every day. They go. See that you really want to pop me. See that they really want to pop me. It's a, never. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I was like,
Every time I got to go, I got to get in, I got to go, I got to get it, and I got to blow, and I got to shut on any little thing that you be doing because I don't matter. We got to do that. Then I'm murder everything and anything. Bada boom, bada bing. I got to do a lot of things to make it clear. Oh my God. Never mind. We're not doing this right now.
dude, when I was out of breath with you, I was also like, because it seemed pretty intense. I'm not gonna
Here's the thing.
lie.
I promise you I do this at karaoke. Like I can do this, but it's a lot harder when the music is like not like around you. You know what I mean?
Okay, do you want me
to have the support of the audience, you know?
No, do we need to make the like background songs? Like
You may like just play it out loud. Is that what you're saying? By the way, can you hear me well?
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Because I'm using.
I mean, I can hear you. I don't know, Georgia, can you hear him? So you guys know, I feel like you guys know what the Zoom deal is. Sometimes it's popping, sometimes it is what it is. But either way, we'll have fun.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm excited. This is gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So what's the time there? Wait, what's it like 6 o'clock?
It's 5:30.
Oh, so you just like straight out of work.
Yep.
Like,
I just got off work and then I'm gonna do this with you guys and then I'm running to the comedy club to go perform. So there's that.
oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. So
Yeah.
things are opened up in Seattle now?
Yeah, I mean, more or less. Supposedly COVID is getting worse here right now. Like people are dying left and right, but so it's not that fun. But they haven't closed anything, so I'm not. I'm holding my breath until they do.
Are you guys vaccinating there?
Yeah. So it's just vaccinations just opened up like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago to everyone. So assuming that you can get an appointment, you should be able to get vaccinated if you want to be vaccinated.
Or you can come back to New York and get vaccinated for free.
That's a good idea.
You just walk in, like, because we're doing walk-ins now, so you can get back.
It's funny because I feel like in New York, you just walk in and they put needles in you no matter what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard in New York.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So I don't know. People said that they're like, oh, just come back to New York. I'm like, yeah, it'll be worth the $300 or whatever, $500 it is to fly out there.
Yeah, but you also could do like outdoor comedy, which is back up here in New York.
So here's the truth. I actually was in New York like last weekend.
Didn't even hit me up one. Didn't even say hi.
I'll explain. I flew in on Saturday morning, went to my grandmother's birthday party that night, flew back to Seattle Sunday night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I didn't even get to because my when I go to New York, I have to stay with my parents because I no longer have a place out there, and they're like super worried about COVID.
Oh, of course.
Are you from New York City?
I grew up in the Bronx, but I've lived it my last few years in New York. I was living up in Westchester County.
Oh, nice. I'm from Jersey.
Oh, that's cool. Jersey girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I like about your background is the various cats just popping behind you.
Yeah, they'll show up from time to time.
I was like, whoa, that's a tail. Where did that tail come from,
Yeah, they'll pop in from time to time. I feel like my one cat has the zoomies, so.
What's that?
When cats run around and
I feel like dogs get zoomies. I didn't know that cats get zoomies as well,
They do. They certainly do.
Wait, where are you from, Georgia? Where are you now?
Chicago.
Got it. Okay, because I read the flyer and someone was like East, West. I was like, okay, so I must be West. Who's from where?
Yeah, I'm from originally, but
yeah, I mean everyone's from everywhere. Andrew's from San Francisco.
Nice.
Hi, Andrew. Sonal's from Chicago. She's in Chicago right now. See, Andrew's doing it while he's in traffic. I mean, that's pretty smart. Like he's like, yo, I'm driving home from work right now.
No, I'm out visiting my mom in the Bay Area, and there's no lighting in her house, so this is like the best spot.
Oh,
Just jump in the car.
Yeah.
So Andrew, like, you know what's up? Like Zoom shows, I normally got a bunch of people. Sometimes they come in a little later, but we just gotta see how today's Zoom show is. You know, it's just Zoomies. You know, let's just have some fun and at least connect to everyone here. You know, Juan, Seattle, Andrew, San Francisco, Sanal, Chicago, Georgia, New Jersey. Nobody really want to go to New Jersey for comedy, but you know, Jersey, that's okay. Georgia's like, that's fair. That's fair.
Listen, I love my home state and I hate my home state, you know? Like I got a love-hate relationship with Jersey. Which is how I ended up in Chicago.
I don't understand why Jersey comics.
Fucking late.
Oh.
Ooh, baby, I hope our mama is okay. She's gonna come on in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Jersey comics always be like, oh, I'm a New York comedian.
Yeah, they do.
They do that, right? And it's so weird because it's like, no, you're actually from Jersey, dude. Like
yeah. I would never claim that I'm from New York.
They always be like, I'm from New York. And it's like, no, dude, you're from like Hoboken. Like nobody should be proud to be from Hoboken. You know what I mean? Like that's.
So here's the thing, right? I used to make fun of Jersey, right? I used to make fun of Jersey. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, yo, Jersey's not that bad when you consider there are people who are like actively and by choice from Alabama and like Missouri and like, you know what I mean? Like other states. So I look at it sometimes and like the way I treat Jersey is like, I'll pick on Jersey because I'm in New York and Jersey's like our little brother. But if you're from somewhere else, don't pick on Jersey. Like that's not your job.
I feel like whenever anyone like, you know, Jersey and New York gangs up on Pennsylvania too. But if I run into somebody from the tri-state area out in Chicago, we're like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, hell yeah, East Coast babies.
Like,
I don't know. Like we'll. I guess, you know, my fiance is here on the Zoom. Our producer Radha is here on the Zoom. I'm like, Sonal, where's John and the rest of the regulars that come through? Did they message you today? Oh, she's gonna type it. She's in a live show, so it's just been a crazy, crazy week, you know, getting back out there, doing stuff. Okay. Both busy. Okay. Yeah, and I know the others also messaged me. They were a bit busy. Anyway, so gosh, I hate to do this. But anyway, guys, welcome to Gimme the Light. Let's all be supportive and work out some new material today. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a vibe. Listen, you know what? My fiance is a comedian connoisseur. He's watched almost every single special out there. So he'll tell you, he'll rate your jokes, and I'll send you personal reports after that because that's what he does, which is weird. You know, it's just like a random weird thing. I mean, I'm excited because yesterday I did my first live show after being fully vaccinated, which was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have been doing some live shows, but oh, you have, Georgia? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So we've been doing you know, I did my first live show. It was interesting because there's like all the comedians on that show that I got booked on were comedians that started comedy 1 month before the pandemic. So they were literally like pandemic comedians, which was like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Pandemic comedians. listen, you know what? We can just run through this quickly. Gosh, I feel so terrible, but you guys are all gonna get paid anyway, so
Don't feel bad.
I account for this, so it's fine. Thank my auditing skills for this. I make sure that I always invest our extra blessings we get during the week. We get people that just watch our videos on YouTube and stuff. So everyone will still get paid for tonight. And you can do whatever much time you want to work out something, you want to just talk, that's cool. I'm not gonna hold you to it, and you don't have to stay for the whole call. And I sound so like not interested, and I'm like, because it's weird, right? It's like we had an open mic now. This is what it really feels like. Like, wow, guys, I did an open mic. This could have just been an email. You know what I mean? Like, wow, Carmen, you sent us the Zoom link. You made it sound so cool, and this could have been an email. Like, I could have literally written my jokes, sent it to you guys, and say, hey, on a scale from 1 to 5, how good is each of these gags? You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel right now. You know, it's kind of disappointing, right? It's like, it just reminds me of this time I was invited to this kid's birthday party. One real audience member came in. Thank you. Now I can really start jokes. Okay, guys, reset. John, welcome, John. Welcome to the show, John. John, can you hear us? John's a regular. John's like part of the Gimme the Life family. And he's here like almost every single week. It's like therapy for a few of them. But I guess the weather's getting nice now. So, you know, people's be doing their own thing. John, how are you? Can you hear us? Hello? Okay, guys, you know, and it's a weird thing, you know, my co-host is doing live shows, and I feel like I'm some broke Zoom No, I'm at a point where I'm like, I might just give up comedy and become a manager right now. This is where I'm at. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna manage, but I might just become a manager. Like, I just got promoted as a manager last year, and it was like the dream, because I ended up managing 2 cisgender white males. Like, honestly, it was a dream. Like they applied for my position, and I came in and I was like, yo, I'm your manager today, you know? So that was pretty cool. Jeff, somebody speak to me. Oh my God, thank you. I thought you guys weren't coming.
Of course.
Thank you. I was like, wow, we're doing an open mic here, comedians. Now I got like 3 audience members, and I feel so happy. Thank you, John.
Is this an open mic?
Guys, these are the people that we do Gimme the Life for these 2 individuals that are consistent, weekly and consistent audience members. They come through with pockets of laughs, you know, 2 bags of laughs, luggages of laughter. I was trying to make excuses for you guys. I was like, you know, the show cannot continue. Jeff and John is not here. I don't know how this is gonna happen. It was getting a bit awkward, and you guys saved me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Where's Sono? What is it? What are these lights?
So
is she on a tour again this week?
I'm doing a live show. I'm too popular. Nice. I'm popping. I'm gonna do my HBO special kind of vibe, right? So that's what she's doing. She's in the background. She might jump in a little later, do one of those toilet sets.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah, guys. So like, I know this past few weeks has been a bit hectic, like on our shows and stuff, but also in life in general, because everything that's been going on in the news. So I was like, I wanted to ask you guys to share one good thing that happened lately. Like, what's one good thing that brought you joy in this past week?
I got my 2nd shot.
Wow, congratulations.
And I got real sick, and it was awesome. I loved it.
But you didn't get COVID, right, John?
No. I mean, I was, you know, the chills, and I mean, it was just like the flu, but
Yeah.
It was relentless, but I would take that for like 30 hours straight any day. I couldn't sleep. I was wired and just cold and achy, but I didn't have like cold or, any of the other stuff that you get when you've got the flu.
John, I have those same sheets. That sheet in the background.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, I got those same sheets.
Nice.
Oh wow, from Bed Bath and Beyond.
They're from Target.
Target, yep, Target. Awesome.
They're good.
Jeff, what did you spend your $10 on?
I haven't. I have it's building in my Amazon account.
Oh, nice. That's what I do as well.
You
gotta wait for the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he won last week. He won the $10 last week. Which was pretty cool.
When there's only a couple audience members, your chances are really high of winning. So.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. You have such a high chance of winning this. Like, I'll even throw in the comedians to win this. Like, I normally do that anyway. So hopefully.
Well, I will tell you, Carmen, like this world is crazy, and every day we literally, I can only speak for myself, but wake up and think like, what in the world is going to happen today that's going to outdo what happened yesterday? And it just keeps on like sort of giving. And so you try to find little moments in your life of light. And this comedy show is one of them for me. I mean, as silly as it may sound, and the 6 to 10 people that come are always like such a treat to meet and see. And comedy is so weird right now anyway, with A, doing Zoom shows, or B, even if you're at a live show, it's just so awkward now with social distancing and people so far away. You almost hear, like, you want to say, does anyone hear me? Or can, even if there's 7 people that show up here.
Oh my God, you're making my heart cry. You're making my heart cry. Literally, Jeff, just before you jumped on, I was going to be like, guys, let's just give up on the show. And then Jeff, your face appeared. And I was like, no, show is back on because Jeff is here. Like,
oh man,
like I look forward to having you on the show. You're always such a treat to be one of the audience members on the show. So let's just get into the show because we were hanging for a while. I feel like we all know each other very, very personally. So I'm gonna bring on the first comedian. He's a very, very funny guy. And he's based in San Francisco, I think still. And he also does a weekly show. I think it's also a Zoom show. And he probably can plug it, a little bit more about that. He's been on Comedy Central, if I'm not mistaken. I should have asked him his credits, but he's super hilarious. That's all you need to know. This dude is mad hilarious. He's like fire, like Tabasco hot sauce, hilarious. You know what I mean? So please put your hands together for Andrew Orolfo.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Hope y'all feeling okay. I'm doing the Zoom in my car because my mom just got the second shot. She's like sick in there, so I'm not trying to like ruin her day with my comedy. But I don't know if any of y'all have seen me before or are familiar with the work that I do. But I'm actually the lady, you billboard. That's who I am. Yeah, you've seen me before. If you haven't, I'll be in a city near you soon. Maybe not that thing, but next year for sure. But I actually live in LA now. I'm just up here in the Bay visiting my mom, and she's having a good time in this pandemic right now. She's okay with it because she gets to work from home, and she's working on crafts. That's what she's doing, right? She's making masks for the family. That's her thing. I'm about it, but she did make a mask for me recently that was the American flag on the front. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's fine. Why did you make this one? And she was like, oh, it's so when you wear it out, people won't be racist towards you. And I was like, okay, that's fine, but they can still see my eyes. So I don't know if that's gonna work so well. But that's my mom, she's very silly. She's a silly lady like that. Like, did you know that they make bleach cleaning wipes in the same packaging as wet wipes for your butt. Did you know that? And did you know my mom puts both of those things next to each other in the bathroom? That's crazy. You shouldn't do that. I did make the mistake, and I put I used the bleach wipes on my butt. And it didn't hurt at all. But at one point, I was just like, why do I feel like a white lady from the 90s? It's interesting. I like it though. It's new. But cool. Things are opening up. Where is everybody here in New York? Everybody New York here? This is no? Okay.
DC.
Where?
DC.
DC, okay. And Jeff, where are you at?
Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, those places are water parks open? Are they open yet?
I heard of rumor of one gonna be open soon, I think. But
that's good news. I feel like the water park should have been like the first thing open, right? Because isn't water park water supposed to kill like anything it touches? Like we didn't even try that as a vaccine. You know, I would put that water in my arm, but I do know when things open up officially, that's the first place I'm about to hit up for sure. Just because I don't know about y'all, but I gained a little bit of weight in quarantine, and the water park is the only place I've ever really felt comfortable with my body. You know, because what is a water park but like an Applebee's where it's off? You know, that's all you're doing at a water park. Just people just eating things in line. That's all you're doing all day. You're just standing in line for rides next to dudes with multiple DUIs. Like I don't know who invented the water park, but it's almost as if that dude, one of my friends, like, hey yo, we made like the DMV wet. You want to do that? Let's do that. Okay, for that. But I've been having a good time in the pandemic. I've been with my girlfriend this whole time, and at this point, we're just like trying new things, not bored. That's where we're at. You know, tried to watch porn together. Didn't work out the way we, because if you thought looking for a movie on Netflix a long time, wow, real hard to decide on something when she's watched everything with her ex-boyfriend already, you know. So I don't know if you have a partner or you want to do it with your partner. If you do, just know what you're getting into. You know, just because if you were to look at our search history, turns out she's not even a huge fan of what race I am. So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. She likes a different one. But we're doing good. I was stressed out in the beginning of the whole quarantine situation because early 2020, I quit my day job and I went comedy full time.
Oh, wow.
I did. Thank you. And then later in the year, I did not. So it was a little stressful time for me. It was a little rough. I was having really bad anxiety. I was having trouble sleeping. And when my buddy heard that, he was like, look into getting a weighted blanket. And I looked into it. Jeff, John, do you have one?
No.
You have a weighted? Get one. It's pretty dope.
I have a heavy blanket.
How heavy is it?
Oh, it's like made of sheep's lamb.
So that's what, like 7 or 8 pounds?
No, it's probably not as heavy as the heavy weighted blankets.
Oh, you gotta step your game up. They're getting pretty popular. People love them, and I looked into it, and I needed something heavy. But did you know, for safety reasons, the heaviest blanket you can buy is actually only like 25 pounds.
Yeah.
You know that, but this is what I did, and what you can do. You know, you can just like buy 2. You know what I'm saying? No one really monitors your activity like that. You can do whatever you want at home. I bought one blanket, and when you buy one, everybody in your life is so excited to tell you how great it is. They're like, oh my God, like a hug that puts you to sleep. And then I put it on, and it just felt like I was at the dentist about to get an x-ray. You remember that feeling? Like, I didn't want to go to bed, but I did feel real safe from radiation, you know. But it didn't work. So I still had, I was still having trouble sleeping. So I had my girlfriend lay on top of me. But at the same time, the thing about my girlfriend, she's got weak surface area and she moves around a lot at night. So I bought a second weighted blanket. I really did. And I put them both on and immediately fell asleep immediately. Or I got choked out. Either way, I was gone for like 10 and that's what I wanted. What else? Y'all got the vaccine? I got the vaccine. Where did y'all go to get it?
Vaccination.
Okay. John, where'd you get yours?
I got mine through Georgetown University.
Okay, I got mine at CVS because that's the kind of money I got. I recommend getting it at CVS because then you could just grab a beer and then shotgun that outside to celebrate. CVS. Can someone confirm that the pharmacists at CVS are actual pharmacists? Do we know, or was Dale just feeling himself and then he just put on the coat?
Yeah.
When I went in there, he stuck me, and then as soon as the needle came out, my arm started leaking really bad, and I was shocked, and I was also like, can we put this back in, because that's my vax. I'm not trying to lose that. And he was so shocked by it and was like, this has never happened before. And I was like, well, let's clean it up. And he didn't have any gauze. And I was like, do you want me to go to aisle 12 or do you want to do it? But everybody's, I think, should get the vax. That's good. I've been looking at alternative health methods. Like I just got into holistic medicine. Is anybody else in here into being sick and not getting better?
Yeah.
No, if you're into that, that's fine. I mean, you're not fine. You're probably gonna die soon, but live your life or don't. But I think I gotta take off. You know what's crazy? Right before I started the set, like right before the show started, some lady, I thought it was gonna be safe and not get bothered by doing the Zoom in my car, but some lady came up and asked me to jump her car, and I was like, hold on, I gotta do a set real quick. And then there's a lady right out here just standing there waiting for me to jump her car. So I gotta do that. But,
Bravo.
This is the weirdest shit, but yeah. But I'll leave you with this. With everything that's been going on in these past few years, it's crazy. It's important to be more aware of injustice. You know, be more woke. Right? You have to. It's progress. You should help out your communities as much as you can. Help out your friends' communities. Like, here's what I've done to help out my community. My girlfriend is white. I did that for the culture because we all saw it. We saw the white cops on black and brown people for no reason. So I was like, okay, if I get one, then that's the one off the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's how I help out my community. But y'all have been great. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you, Carmen and Sanal. Y'all are awesome. Bye.
Awesome. Give it up for Andrew. Andrew's doing the Lord's work by being the white woman. That's the Lord's work right there. Making more brown babies, diluting the white race, right? Getting those Karens off the street, right? Keith Johnson was like, I sleep with coats. Coats serve multiple purposes. Keith, you sound homeless. I don't know what you're trying to say. You sleep with coats? Next thing you're gonna be like, I sleep on a bench. Like, I don't know, Keith, what's happening here. Georgia, my cats sleep on top of me at night. Yeah, that's how white people shit right there. You know, that's something white people do, you know. And what? Oh, Keith was like, make sure her name is not. You know what? Give it up for Andrew, because he was literally in his car while this white woman was waiting outside, knocking on the window. Hello, are you gonna help me? Hello? Hello, are you gonna help me? Yo, white people are persistent when they need help from brown people. Like, you guys know. You know, my audience members, y'all know what's up, you know. Write a letter, guys. Write a letter to all the Karens. Get them fixed. Tell them to get on board, okay? Or go home. Guys, just give it up for Andrew one more time. I know you live.
Yay.
Yeah. We got next amazing comedian, beautiful, stunner. She's on IG. She's doing a thing. She's also on the no-fly list, guys. She's on the no-fly list. She was on the no-fly list so many times. She says, you know what? I'm going to make a podcast about that. Fuck, write a letter to the government. I'm going to make a whole podcast and show you guys what I'm about. So please put your hands together for Amama Sadar.
Oh my God, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Can you? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I am actually. It's New York City, Brooklyn summer, and my friends are all like they own bars and they needed help today. So I am on a break right now, and I'm standing in front of the UPS store, and a man just came over and he was like, "Hi, can I have your number?" And it's like, "No, sir, absolutely not. We're too horny already." I'm so sorry about the street traffic, but I do have to go back to work in like 10 minutes. No, this is so cool. I did get my vaccine. I know Andrew was talking about it. I got mine. And then I went to the guy I was dating and I was like, hey, man, are you going to get yours? And he was like, oh, no, I don't want the government to track me. I was like, man, I had no idea that the government was tracking men with no jobs or potential. That's fucking wild. That's like, is the government following you to the bodega or to your weed dealer's house? Like, they know that already. Trust me. I feel it's just so crazy that there's like buses and like people going by, and I hope the people aren't like, who's this woman spewing nonsense? Because right now I'm about to spew a lot of nonsense. I did not get COVID last year, but I did get gonorrhea. I said that so loud on the street. Wow. I'm just letting everyone know. I don't know, how many of you have gotten like an STD before? I can't tell, so I'm going to pretend it's everyone. I'm going to pretend. I wish, you know what? I do wish that there was a gonorrhea vaccine. Whoever wrote that in, it was such a weird time. I wanted to see how loud I was as I was screaming. I got gonorrhea on the street, but it was such a weird time because the CDC said only stay within 6 feet of you. So I slept with one guy, and then a few months later, I slept with his brother. I was like, hey, look, we're keeping it in the family, 6 feet distance. And here's the thing. When you sleep with relatives, not your own, other people's, you know, it's so hard to not compare. It is a small bubble, Kate. It's such a small bubble. Like one of the brothers, he came super early and he was like, oh, I never do this. I was like, are you sure, man? I feel like it runs in the family. Like, honestly, it must run in the family. Like, you did it, your brother did it, maybe your dad, who knows? I want to get pregnant so I could go on the Maury show. Do you guys remember the Maury show? It would have been so fun. I slept with 2 brothers. Maury would have been like, Alex, you are not the father, but you are the uncle. That's everyone should be happy after that. Well, everyone on the street's like, this woman's a slut. And it's like, and I'm just trying to get this comedy show done. I know a lot of people have been talking, like a lot of white people pretended to be woke. They were like, oh, like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. One thing that kept happening, and I don't know if this happened to anyone here, a lot of white dudes I was with kept reaching out to me and they were like, wow, like, I'm sorry if I was ever racist. I was like, if? You mean you were racist? Your name is Connor. Come on. Like one of the guys, he reached out to me and he was like, hey, you know what? Like, I want to make it up to you. I'm going to make you the best Indian food you've ever had. I was like, well, I'm not Indian and you're white. Like, who's judging that competition? It's not me, you know? Like, I never go up to white people. I'm not like, hey, man, like, let's go do what your people love. Right? Yeah. Let's like colonize a country. Let's figure that out. I stopped believing in God last year, but I started briefly in March. At the start of the pandemic, I was like, maybe God exists. Only because I was like, you know what? If he does, I got to let him know I'm cool. I did, though. I was like, you know what? Like, everyone was getting fired last March and April. So I was like, you know what? Like, if they try to fire me, I'm going to go full Muslim. Like, I'm going to show up to work the next day full hijab and burqa and be like, I'm so sorry. Are you trying to fire me the day I find Islam? I don't think so. That seems racist. Really does. I can't see anyone, but I don't know if anyone believes in crystals. No? Any white? Okay, no. Usually white people believe in crystals, especially white women. Like crystals, for those of you who don't know, they're magical rocks, according to crazy people and white women. So that circle's the same. And this woman once, she was like, hey, you should take crystals and put them on you. So I took a bunch and I shoved them in my bra. And that night I was hooking up with a guy and he took my bra off. And the crystals didn't fall to the floor like they should have. They stayed on my boobs like I had bedazzled my own tits. And honestly, that was the day I realized, it's like, wow, men will fuck anyone. Like his reaction was like, I love rocks, and just started taking off his pants. And I was like, okay. Yeah, you guys, honestly, like men, you don't really have a lot of standards, which is fine. I don't either. I yelled that I've gonorrhea on an open public street where people are eating dinner. So trust me, I don't have standards either. But I had a goal of mine after I broke up with an ex, and I was like, oh, I'm going to prove to him I'm going to like do better. You know what? I'm just going to sleep with all of the men that he looked up to. It took a week because men look up to their friend Tyler because he has an Xbox and a PlayStation. It's a really like low bar right there. You guys need higher standards. All right. I'm going to leave you guys with this. I dated a white rapper. A lot of people are like, why would you do that? And he said, let me spit some rhymes for you. And I was like, wow, he can read and write. That's amazing. Because like most men just know how to do one thing. But when he broke up with me, he was like, he was like, hey, like, let's go for a car ride. And it was 2:00 in the morning. And I was like, wow, I can't believe he's about to propose. I think a dog knows when it's about to be put down. And I opened the car and he is just sobbing. And I was like, oh my God, like, did Eminem die? And, you know, he was like, look, we're not happy anymore. The only time we're happy is when we're smoking or drinking. And I was like, all right, man, like, let's add cocaine to the mix, right? Like, not only will we be happy, we're going to be fucking business partners. And yeah, that is my set. I'm really happy. I yelled a lot of very personal information out on the street. I'm very happy I'm about to serve some of these people. So, but Carmen, it was so nice to see you. And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for doing the show. Guys, give it up for Amama. I mean, I'm like, if I was hearing Amama said, I was like, can you get the waitress with gonorrhea to pass my fries, please? Like, I want some excitement in my life. I need a story to tell, you know? Like, that's cool. That's cool, man. Give it up for Amama, guys.
Yay.
Yay, 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 yay. You know what? I've always been like, I've always been like super hypochondriac about STDs and diseases. Like I literally, like before even COVID, I would like sanitize everything, and I always had like hand sanitizer. Like I was just like obsessed with that. I remember the one time, I feel like I'm sharing too much information. The one time I used hand sanitizer to clean a guy's dick before things happened, because I was like, no, guys, like, this yeah, that was weird. Like one was like, what, you use hand sanitizer? Yeah, guys, yeah, I used hand sanitizer because I was just like, oh, if this is gonna be a once-off thing, like I can't ask you all the questions like, did you have a shower today, like, because I'm not staying with you, sort of thing. So let's just do hand sanitizer and hopefully that works, you know, like, so we all good. Like, I don't know why I thought hand sanitizer would be the cure for an STD. In my mind, it made total sense. It's like how Trump said, drink some bleach and we all be cured from COVID, you know, that sort of logic, you know. Yeah, guys, that was a lot of sharing. Kate was like, beats a UV sanitizing. Oh, wow. Okay, you use a UV sanitizing light on somebody? Wow. Did that burn him or you more? Yeah, that's a long story. Long story short, it didn't work out. You know, I hate it when people say, when you ask a person a simple question and you be like, how are you doing? And they say it's a long story. Like, oh, how was your day? Oh, it's such a long story. And then they'll be like, long story short, and then proceed to take 2 hours of your time to explain the whole story, right? Like, why did you preface it with long story short? And then you gave me a whole thesis, like a whole season of Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Like you gave me a whole trailer. You gave me the insert of the DVD. You made me read. You brought out a presentation when you could have just said, okay. Like that's all I want. I don't want to hear your whole life biography. Like honestly. Like, and you know what? You didn't have to tell me long story short because I know that story is not short. What I'm trying to say is that I'm that person. Like, don't ask me if you like. I caught myself doing it today to one of my friends, and they're like, "How are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, it's such a long story about how things have been going." And I gave them literally like a whole essay, like a college essay, you know, like an entrance exam essay. And then afterwards, I read the message. They didn't respond, and it was like that awkward. Like the dots appeared, but no message appeared. And so then I was like, oh my God, should I pay for your mental counseling services right now? Because I feel like I need to pay for your service right now. Like, what is your rate as a psychologist? Like, do you have a therapy rate? Because I just unloaded all my bullshit on you. And I honestly, I haven't seen you in over a year. Like, you don't deserve that. You know what I mean? Just say okay. Move on with your, yeah. This was a monologue to myself, guys. It was just like I had to say it out loud so I can remind myself to long story short, like just keep it short. Don't even say long story short. You know
I
what
love
mean?
your long monologues. That's one of the reasons I click on this Zoom link. But let me, like, long story short. So when you put the sanitizer on the dick, you did get the STD or you didn't? Like,
No STD. That was a good one, Jeff. That was a good one. Okay, long story short, guys, we're gonna keep the show rolling. We got amazing comedian. She's originally from Jersey. I think she's in Chicago now. She got two cats and a girl in a pizza place, 2 cats and a girl, a pizza place and a guitar, an acoustic guitar. Long story short, she has a podcast coming out soon called Do We Still Dog? No, she backtracked. Do we still dig this? I don't know. I feel like someone said, do we still dig this? That sounds like a boomer. Like that sounds like a boomer question. But anyway, guys, put your hands together for Georgia. Go!
Hello. I mean, I am basically like an old lady in millennial form. You know what I mean? Like I should be older than I am. Absolutely. I totally relate to the long story short people because I have ADD. So I feel like everyone needs to know every detail of every story. So I end up telling 3 stories when I'm just trying to tell somebody one story. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, oh, you actually need to know all about my friend Paul's life, you know, before we get it. He was born back in, 1976. I don't know why I chose 76. All my friends are dead. Like that dinosaur book. This is going to be a kind of controversial statement, I think, but the first 3 months of quarantine were really great for me. I loved it. I made a bunch of sourdough bread. I planted a garden. I caught up on all my shows. Like basically, y'all, I retired. I retired in that first 3 months of quarantine. I was like, this is what it would be like if I will ever make enough money to retire. Like, this is nice. And honestly, millennials, I really hope that you guys enjoyed, any millennials on this stream. I hope you all enjoyed that 3 months of quarantine because that is all the retirement we're going to get. Social Security is going to be wiped out by the time we're that age. So we're either going to die in the revolution or we're going to die making a macchiato at Starbucks. That is the future that is planned for us, y'all. Sad but true. Fun transition. I have a dead dad. I I know. Everyone, it's fine. I'm good. I go to therapy. We're okay. I do. I have a dead dad. Well, I guess I don't so much have a dead dad as I have ashes in my closet. And I know like why am I keeping my dad in my closet? You know, like it seems disrespectful, but where would y'all keep him? I can't put him in the living room. The living room is for the living, not for the dead. You know, like it doesn't really fit into the aesthetic there. I've got a fun vintage thing going on, not like a dead dad chic vibe in here. But I do have my dad's ashes in my closet, and I do plan to spread them. Like I have a plan to spread them. I'm not leaving them in my closet for no reason, you know, like I have a plan to spread them. But here's the thing. I was 15 when my dad died. So I was neither emotionally or legally prepared to make any sort of decisions about what happened to my dad's ashes. So my mom came up with this beautiful idea because my dad loved to travel. She was like, we'll spread his ashes on all 7 continents. Which sounds beautiful, right? Except that now I have a baggie of ashes in my closet labeled Antarctica. So now I have to go to Antarctica to spread my dad's ashes. And I don't think they even let you spread your dad's ashes in Antarctica. I don't think that's something that you're allowed to do. I feel like that's probably banned. So now I have to become a climate scientist, sneak my dad's ashes onto a boat, and then distract all the other climate scientists while I spread them on somewhere that won't be noticed. Like, I don't know, on top of a penguin. You know, there's not a whole lot of unnoticeable area over there. Something ash brown will definitely stand out. I feel like this might be very revealing about the fact that I don't know much about Antarctica, so it could be very rocky. I have absolutely no clue. I'm assuming that it's all covered in ice and snow, but that could be very wrong. I do have a little bit of resentment against my dad, though. I know you shouldn't, you know, like you should be like, you know, my dad died at such a young age, and I should be like, you know, still not seeing him as an adult, right? So like how he could not be flawed in my eyes. Except that I blame him for making me the weird kid at school. He is the reason why I was the weird kid in school, okay? Because this man packed me milk bones for lunch as a snack. And if you guys don't know what milk bones are, they are a dog treat. That is a mid-range dog treat. My dad packed me dog treats for lunch as if he didn't want me to have friends ever. You know, like packing dog treats for lunch makes you even more unpopular than the anime kids, you know? Like I'd walk up to the table to be like, can I eat lunch with y'all? And they'd be like, your weirdness is over 9,000. You cannot sit with us. And if y'all didn't get that reference, y'all didn't watch Dragon Ball Z. Okay. Y'all would have been too cool for me too. But I think the thing that accentuates my weirdness the most, your pup loves them because they're meant for dogs, okay? They were not meant for children in school. I think the thing that accentuates my weirdness the most, though, are all my Halloween costumes when I was a kid. In 5th grade, I was a 3-headed demon. And at 5th grade, most girls had found boys, right? And we're trying to be cute for boys, you know? So it was they weren't like sexy Halloween costumes, but people were wearing cute costumes. And I was like, no, I'm going to be horrifying. And my dad rigged up this costume with like off-Broadway level quality, you know, of costume designing. With that had this like whole shoulder pad situation that supported 2 heads on either side of my body. And imagine just a small 5th grader showing up with that getup to your house. If it doesn't haunt your nightmares, it soon will. I didn't get the cuteness of Halloween, but I really got the spirit of it. You know what I'm saying? Another one of my Halloween costumes when I was 8, I was an anatomically correct butterfly, which sounds very cute. Butterflies are pretty, until you imagine an 8-year-old with 8 legs sticking out the front of her body. Just like 8 little stockings stuffed with cotton, just sticking out the front like I'm some sort of alien being. I mean, again, my dad rigged up this whole getup where I had like a harness and I could like extend my wings out, I was beautiful. I was a beautiful little butterfly, horrifying little butterfly creature, just with no spatial awareness, whacking people left and right with my gorgeous wings, you know? Just like a bad idea all around as a costume for an 8-year-old. And I think my weirdest costume to date, one year I was my own dog. Full with like paper mache head that I spent months on. Me and my dad made it ourselves. I looked like I discovered furry sexuality way too early in life, you know, like it really was. If anyone had known about furries at the time, they would have been very disturbed. But you know what? I really lived my life at that age. To be bold, to be that bold again, okay? To eat milk bones in public, you know?
Full circle.
Anyway. All right, well, I've enjoyed the show. Thank you, guys.
Give it up for Georgia. From eating dog treats to being her dog for Halloween. Wow, long story short, that was a traumatic childhood, Georgia. Wow. I see Keith is shopping, and you know what? I'm gonna applaud Keith for his dedication to the show. Like, this man is shopping. I saw him get some avocados. I saw him like get some stuff like the bread, the sauces, seasoning. I'm like, Keith, get me some potatoes. I ran out of potatoes. Get me some potatoes, Keith. Can you get me some eggs? I need some eggs and some like oat milk. Can you get me oat milk while you're there as well? Yeah, Keith is dedicated through the whole thing. And he was attentive, Georgia, to a long story short. He was listening to the dog treats and I was like watching Keith. I was like, wow, Keith, like, he's in it, man. Like, he's in the aisles. He's helping people out. Like, this one lady came up to him. She's like, I can't reach the top shelf. And Keith was like, no, I got you. And he helped her and laughed at your joke at the same time. I was like, wow, multitasking, Keith. I could never. Give it up again for Georgia and Keith for the dedication to the show. The next person is a treat. Very, very funny guy. As you can see from his profile, he's coming all the way from the Bahamas right now. He's living life on the island with some caipirinhas, you know, some like little Mai Tais, having a good time there. Please put your hands together for the host and producer of a very cool podcast. If you like podcasts, like his podcast is pretty cool. It's called the Revisionary Podcast. I had a pleasure of doing it. It really makes you think about life and the choices that you make. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things, like, if you can revisit your past and change your past, that's what you sort of discuss. Like, what life would you live right now? What would your life be now if there was no dog bones, Georgia? If you didn't get them, what would your life be now? Who would you have been?
I probably wouldn't be a comedian.
Right? You don't even know. So please, put your hands together for the hilarious Juan Carlos.
Juan. Hey.
What up? I'm gonna ask you guys if you're not in the noisy place, come off mute because I feed off of your energy. So I want to be able to hear y'all, you know, as we interact. Keep your mute on because I know you're in a grocery store. You know what's funny? We did like a full 360, right? Like, it started out and Carmen was like, I think Keith is homeless. And now she's like asking him for food. Like, how did we? Man, life just comes at you fast, doesn't it, huh? Man, I'm actually super excited to be here. I'm originally from New York. I'm a native New Yorker. You could always tell who's a New Yorker because New Yorkers will tell you that they're from New York like 40 times. You know what I mean? We're like vegans that way. It's like the first thing I remember. Like, I'm from New York. can't help ourselves. We can't resist it. But I actually live out in Seattle, which is pretty dope. It's like a complete city. I feel like I was lied to though, because I watched like 20 years of Grey's Anatomy to prepare for this moment when I moved out here. And the weather's beautiful out here. Like, I don't know who said that it rains out here. The weather here is nicer than New York. I've seen more sunny days here. It's actually cloudy right now, so I won't show you the window. But I promise y'all, normally it is very sunny. Originally, my family is from the Dominican Republic, and I love being Dominican. For those of you guys who've never heard of the Dominicans, we're the black guys who play for the Yankees, which has been. Thank you, appreciate that. So here's the thing about growing up Dominican, right? I thought growing up that I spoke Spanish, right? Turns out I don't. And here's what I mean. Growing up, I thought that the Spanish word for like a t-shirt was poloche. Turns out that's just how Dominicans pronounce polo shirt. Growing up, I thought that the Spanish word for cereal was confle. It'll hit some of you. Just how that's just how we pronounce cornflakes. That's wild to me. It is absolutely wild. You know what's the messed up part about it? I'm going to take a stop for a second. Long story short, what I've learned is the reason why that is because like for several years now, every time the Dominican Republic decides to stand up on its legs and establish their own government, the United States goes, "That's cute, but we're going to knock that down." So they've occupied us so many times that English words are just sneaking into our language. Just a little history tidbit for you. But here's the thing. Growing up, right, like I grew up a little bit poor, you know, like my family didn't have a lot, but things are starting to get a little too good for my family, you know, like a little too good. I know this because my mom calls me the other day on the phone. She goes, "Hey, Juan Carlos." I'm like, "What's up, Mom?" She goes, "When this pandemic is over, we should all take like a family trip down to Miami Beach." I'm like, "That's cool." But here's the thing, like as a Latino, I don't like going to the beach. And the reason for it is because I don't know how far I'm legally allowed to walk into the water before the U.S. Coast Guard can pick me up and send me back, you know?
Oh.
Like, I'm already here, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nice. We have Wi-Fi here, like, I'm here. As a matter of fact, I don't even feel comfortable with the Zoom background on right now. I'm, like, waiting for them to come get me any moment. It's like, oh, man. So it's just scary. It's just scary. Now, here's the other thing about being Dominican, right? Like Dominicans, they're just extra in everything we do, like every single thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to a Dominican funeral. It's less sad and more of a party, you know what I'm saying? Like, people show up, like when my grandfather passed away a few years ago, people showed up to the funeral, not to say their respects and goodbye to him, but it was because it was the first good meal they had seen in over a month, you know what I mean? People just come for the food is what I'm trying to say. It's wild. Here's the thing too, about that. Like I was really sad with my grandfather passing away, right? But like he actually left, like I was the only grandchild that he left an inheritance to. Like I was the only person in his will, which kind of makes you feel special, you know what I'm saying? You realize like what you mean to somebody. You're like, damn. Like it was all those nights I used to go over and play dominoes with him, you know what I mean? Like every single night. He actually left me 2.4 Dominican pesos. Can I tell y'all something? A man just walks differently when you have 2.4 million coming your way. You know what I'm saying? There's just this little hop on you when you like heading to the bank. You know what I mean? You just feeling yourself. This is like bouncing your shoulders. Thing is, I get to the bank. I'm all excited. I'm feeling brand new. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden I'm sitting there. I'm like, damn, I'm financially secure enough that I can stop dating white women. You know what I mean? Like you ever hit that point in life when you're just like, that's how well I'm doing? And I like all of a sudden all the people I'm like, yo, you know, we don't really need to be friends anymore. Like, so I hit them up. I get to the bank to collect.
Okay.
And the teller was like, yeah, so here's the thing. After we apply the conversion, you actually owe us $120. So apparently that's how that works. All right, I'm gonna show you guys. I want to share a quick story with you guys. She goes, damn. I'm gonna share a quick story with you guys about the worst day of my life. So for those of you guys who have lived on the East Coast or from the East Coast, I don't know if y'all remember, but back in 2016, we actually got hit with the worst snowstorm that we have seen in recent history. Do you guys remember that? Any of you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think New York got hit with something ridiculous, like maybe like 2 feet of snow or something like that. Yeah, that's the one. The bomb cyclone. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. The night before, I made the worst mistakes, the worst choices of my life. Here's what happened. So all of a sudden, I had started a new job, right? So I got this bright idea to tell a few of my coworkers. I was like, hey, we should go to this bar in on the East Village called Continental. I don't know if any of you guys from New York ever heard of it or know about it, but they had this phenomenal deal where you would go out there and you'd pay $10 for 5 shots of alcohol, of anything you wanted. And that was my first mistake in life. That was the first time that I screwed up that night, right? So now I'm drinking, and 30 shots in, yes, I got to 30. You know, one of my coworkers decides to come up and saddle up next to me. So now she's talking to me, right? And we get this bright idea to go to a different bar. So we go from bar to bar to bar to bar. That was my second mistake that night. She apparently was from New Jersey, which should have been a red flag for me, but it wasn't for whatever reason. Like, I should have known better. And she's sitting there and she's like, hey, you know, I have to get back to New Jersey. I have to catch the last bus. And in my drunken state, I'm like, I know, don't take the bus. I'll just drive you home, right? So now we were in New York City. I live in Westchester County, which is outside of New York City. We go up to quote unquote get my car. So her first mistake of the night is, at the time, I was actually, like, I didn't have my own place. I actually lived in my parents' attic, right? And I feel like that's on her, because I feel like if your self-esteem is low enough to follow a guy back into his parents' attic, you're just asking to be murdered, right? Like, that's how that works, right? Like, you kind of did it to yourself at that point. Bring her back, and we get up there to go get the car, pass out. Now, it started snowing overnight, right? We wake up the next morning. I'm snowed in with this woman who is a complete stranger in my parents' attic. So I come downstairs, and after a while, because I don't have a bathroom up there, and I'm just like, hey, Dad, so be cool, but I have a girl upstairs, and she really needs to use the bathroom. And my dad goes, how do you have a girl up there? We've been snowed in for 3 days. I was like, yeah, so she's been up there. I've been feeding her dog bowls and taking her little paddles of water for 3 days. So I bring her down, and my dad was like, yeah, I'll be cool, be cool. But here's the thing about the Dominicans, they don't know how to whisper at all. My dad's whispering, but he's actually yelling across the entire house. He's like, oh, look, who's here? Do you need something? Yelling. And that's the story about how I got into a 3-year relationship. So, I mean, she had already met the parents at that point. I just feel like, you know, you kind of had to get married. Yeah, Jersey girl's really trying to get that come up. Do I have time to tell another story?
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell one more.
Oh, I can tell one more. Okay.
I mean, you're having fun. Continue.
I'm full of stories I want to share with y'all. Let's start off with a stupid one before I get into a nasty one. Is that fair? Okay.
Yes.
So I used to live in Florida, right? Hence the inspiration to get in the background. And so here's the thing about living in Florida. All of a sudden you find out who your real friends are, you know what I mean? Because people start viewing you as, like, you know, just a place to crash. That's all you become to people. People are like, hey, can I come see you? And then they'll sleep on my couch for 3 days and I won't see them out there at the beach. That kind of was what happened every single time. Anywho, my friend's sister comes down and they're all like bottle blondes, you know what I mean? Like blue eyes, you know those blonde girls. And I don't like to believe in stereotypes, except we go down to this vending machine, right? And because her sister was kind of hungry, she goes up to the vending machine, pulls out her money, and I see her stare at the vending machine, then look at her money. She stares at the vending machine, looks at her money, and we're all looking at each other like, what are you doing? And she turns to us, she goes, hey guys, do you think this vending machine takes New York money? Yeah, I don't know. We're working on that one, but that was really dumb. And I just needed to get that off my chest because it hurts my soul every single time I think about it. All right, and I'll tell y'all this last story really quickly. It is kind of nasty though, so be warned. So again, like I said, I used to live in Florida, right? And here's the thing about living in Florida, like I was kind of forced to date outside of the like Latino bubble. You know what I mean? I had to date non-Latinos. So that was cool, except I found this one girl who was Latina, but she was very white passing. Like if you saw her, you just thought she was a regular white woman. Like you did not know she was Mexican. So, you know, we weren't dating, right? Just to give you like an idea of what our relationship really was. She kept me in her phone under JD because all I was to her was just dick. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, what letter off? You could have just put my name. We could have just been fine. But no, she wanted to let me know where I stood in her life, you know, and make sure I knew my place. So, you know, we're hooking up or whatever, like regularly. And all of a sudden she starts getting all these weird kinks, right? She's like, hey, I need you to choke me. Like that was her big one. Like she was really into choking. Now, me being the people pleaser that I am, I'm like, of course, you know, I'll do whatever it takes for you to, you know, be happy. So I started choking, but I'm thinking like choking is just like light squeezes on the neck. You know what I mean? Like almost like a gentle massage. That is my definition of choking. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, right? And she's like, no, do it harder. I'm like, okay. So now I'm at the point where, you know, you're leaving light marks. And she goes, do it harder. I'm like, oh my God, this is how I go to jail. So I start squeezing really hard and her eyes start rolling to the back of her head. I'm like, oh no, I've killed a white girl. I'm going to jail. Because this does not look good. Y'all know this does not look good for me. Y'all see what I look like. So I stop, right? And I'm just like, are you okay? And she goes, why'd you stop, pussy? And I was like, oh, that kind of really hurt my soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she just came for me. But I decided, I was like, all right, cool. I was like, so that clearly what I was doing in bed was not working with her. So I spoke to my friend because I was having this problem, look, be real honest with y'all, where I was finishing early, and that was part of the problem, right? So I called my buddy up. He goes, hey, I have the solution. It's going to work perfectly. I'm like, what's up? And he gives me these like, condoms that like are supposed to be like numb you. They're like numbing condoms. So help you like last longer, right? So I'm like, this is great. You know what I mean? This is going to solve every problem. So, you know, I'm really excited. You know, she comes over. I'm like really excited. I like light some candles, put some Marvin Gaye, which by the way, in retrospect, sets the wrong standard for like a hookup. You know what I mean? Like Marvin Gaye is not hookup music. It's more like, you know, I want to have an accident music. That's kind of what the message is there, right? So I put this thing on. I try it. It didn't work. It like literally did not work. I was so disappointed after like all the experience build up. But because I'm a gentleman, I was like, well, I guess I need to help her finish. So I go down there, you know, because your boy's out there swimming, you know what I mean? I'm going left and right, and then all of a sudden my lips starts to droop. And like saliva starts coming down my face. I'm just like drooling. I thought I was having a stroke. Turns out I just put it on inside out. So so I'm Juan Carlos, and you guys are great. This has been so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yay.
Oh, give it up for Juan Carlos. Yo, he almost killed the white girl and he's still here. Good for you, Juan. That's a whew, that was a scary story.
Sorry.
I had a similar thing where it sounded like I thought you were gonna, because it sounded like what happened to me and one of my exes, where he thought he would was the guy who took my, you know, he thought he would use the special condom to make him last longer, and it started burning his stuff, you know, and then he started freaking out. I was like, what's going on? He's like, it's burning. I'm like, should I blow it? It was super awkward. I was like, should I blow it? And I'm like, because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, this was like madness. It was like the first time he tried it as well. So, wow. I felt like I was in that room.
It's part of being young and being like super into what you're doing at the moment. I think that particularly guys cannot control that at that age, and they just like do it and then do it again. I mean, I don't know.
Right?
Juan Carlos, you can do it again in probably like
right?
10 minutes or less. You can blow on it, but
people want to try new things. They want to try new things. They're like, oh, let's try. I saw this on TV once. I saw this on like what is that? Those ads like what's it? QVC. I saw it on QVC. I bought these condoms on QVC. It seems like it worked. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Please put your hands together for Juan Carlos, guys.
Juan
Hilarious dude.
Came
to the fun part. This is weird why everyone comes to our show. We try and give back to our audience members and we spin the wheel. But because I'm feeling generous today, we're feeling a little bit of, you know, we feel generous, you know. I saved all those $1 a days you Americans gave for the African babies. I kept those. I kept those dollars. I'm feeling a little generous. We're gonna put some of the comedians in it. We only got Quan and Georgia. We're gonna spin the wheel to see who's gonna win the gift card. Who's gonna win the gift card? John's on deck. John's on deck. He's like, yo, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let me see if I can pull it up. Why is it?
I was asked to choke somebody once, and I did one of these. Because I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't want to do it. It didn't work.
Okay. We're gonna spin the wheel of names. Make sure your name is there. I think some people are not here. If they're not here, they don't win. Right? So I'll spin the wheel. Drum. John, cue the drums.
Sure.
John didn't even cue the drums. Didn't even cue the drums.
Georgia. Dun, dun, dun.
Wow, Georgia. Wow, you are blessed today.
That's new. The applause. That's new. I never heard that before.
I like the applause.
Hold on, Georgia. I'll hit you up. Send me. Sounds like if money. Okay. Yeah, money one.
Never win anything.
Georgia? What are you going to spend it on?
Oh, that is a good question. Probably filters for my cat's water filter.
Oh, I was gonna be like, not dog bones. You don't want a long story short. Maybe you want some milk bones.
I mean,
or you know what,
milk bones.
Georgia,
So maybe if I still enjoy them.
yeah, but were they? So they may have been good. But to speak to your comments and your father's ashes that you have with you, I recently started this new job, this restaurant and bar, and there's like a strong following every week of regular customers. And one of the owners showed me like he turned a bar stool over of like two different positions of a husband and wife where their ashes were underneath the bar stools of their favorite bar stools at work. So you never know like where that spread might be, or maybe you even like put it in an envelope and mail it to Antarctica. I mean, somebody opening it would technically be like spreading it. Who knows?
That's true. His ashes almost ended up in customs in New Zealand. So.
Oh wow.
Global.
Wow.
I got them through though. I snuck them through in New Zealand.
Oh wow.
I love this story. I just feel like there's something about the Give Me a Light comedy week that really speaks to me. And every week's different, but particularly this week, it's always such a nice reminder of this is such a hard thing to do, even for 5 or 8 minutes, because you're in such a vulnerable space about your own personal shit.
Yeah.
And even the people walking around from work outside of their business with tables that they were waiting to be served. Like, there's a bunch of inspirational shit that hits me personally every week. I don't know. That was just this week. But Georgia, I loved you. I'm so glad you won the gift card. I love it.
Awesome. Guys,
Guys,
we're going to continue the chat. I know some people don't always stay. So this is the end of the show. Want to thank Virtual Perfect Hosting, rather that produced the show for us and hosted. I want to thank Juan Carlos and Georgia Gove, Andrew Oroloff, it's like such a tongue twister. Andrew Arolfo, and Amma Sadar, and please come again next week. Every week, 8:30 p.m. It's a vibe. We spin the wheel. We hang out. We got Jeff here. He's always coming up with good energy and vibe. Jeff is like a walking crystal. He's just a walking good energy crystal. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, if you like the show, every week. Thank you, Lorenzo, for coming. Kate Swisher, Monica, Vivian for hanging out. And it's the end of the show. So if you want to hang out, chat, cool. Need to go. We all good, baby.
Oh yeah, this was fun.
Oh,
Lovely
thanks.
show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have another drink and have a cigarette, so I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear me. But I will hear you if you stick around. And Sonal, I don't know what the fuck that's going on. I love your glasses. I know those aren't government glasses.
They're very big.
They're very big. That's right, John. She's like so in their blue light and all this. I love hearing you too, and you're muted, and I don't like it. The only thing I've heard tonight is Monica, and I feel like it's a mistake because she doesn't realize she's on. So what's up?
Yeah, right.
It looks like she's in a video game chair.
She
I
is.
don't
She's
know.
in
She
the
looks like she's in a
gamer,
wonderful
like
spot.
some
Yeah.
gaming,
Listen.
some
Oh,
gaming
God.
vineyards. Like
She's
it's
showing
like,
off right now. No,
yeah.
I haven't been going out.
Someone's in that bisexual lighting.
It looks so
Bisexual
sexy.
lighting.
Carmen, I haven't been doing anything. I've been like seriously, I'm not isolated, but kind of. I've only had my first shot this last week. I haven't been fully vaccinated, so I've been laying low. I went to one comedy special that Sona was at 2 Mondays ago, and it was like such a treat to be out around like other people and all these kinds of things. But like, look at her; she's out every night like a teenager now. I don't even know what to say. This is
Yeah.
nuts.
Oh, Juan just left. He said, "Thank you for having me," and it was.
He was a delight. I'm gonna have a cigarette.
and
Talk.
and actually, Michelle sent me a message. She says, "Oh my gosh, I'm the worst friend ever." She reminded herself the whole day, but she just saw the post on Facebook and she forgot about it. Don't you hate that when that happens, when you remind yourself the whole day?
That's why I'm not on Facebook.
Why? Because it keeps reminding you of like stuff you're supposed to remember.
It's a brain power. It's like, you used to remember phone numbers?
I know like 4 phone numbers.
Yeah, but how many did you know when you were younger?
So many.
Yeah, and now you know 4.
Yeah. Because back then you had to.
So you're like, I know
payphone.
28 numbers, or whatever 4 times 10 is.
I know
40.
probably like 2.
2 numbers, Georgia?
Yeah, I think I know mine and my mom's. And that's it.
Are you Gen Z, Georgia? I don't know. You got that.
I'm a millennial, but I'm like, I was born in 91.
That's
So
Gen Z.
yeah, I'm like a cuss. Well, I mean,
Do you remember? Do you ever remember like Blockbuster?
yes. I went to
remember,
Blockbuster.
Do you remember not having internet? That's the test.
I remember not having internet.
Okay.
I remember not having internet and like dial up, so I'm not like, but I'm very cusp. Like I got a cell phone pretty young, so I never had to memorize.
Yeah, but you're 91. I mean, you're 30 now.
Mhm.
That's not cuss. 25 is cuss.
Yeah.
Wow, Georgia. You look 25 though.
Don't give away my phone number. What are you doing? You just looked in your phone.
Yeah, she copied and pasted.
I don't know.
She memorized it for whenever that pact is up, whenever that pact is due, she's gonna give you a call. You know that pact that you guys have? No.
Oh yeah, it's been the same for that long. Almost.
All right, I gotta go because my computer is gonna die. But this was so much fun, and thank you for having me. And nice to meet you. And
thank you, Georgia. I'm actually coming to Chicago soon, so hopefully I'll meet you.
Hell yeah, let's hang. All
yeah.
Right. Have a good day. Bye.
So
and then there was 3.
Oh, I'm gonna wait for Jeff to come back so I can tell this joke.
You got a joke? Are you writing now, John?
Oh, I have a whole long thing, but have you guys seen the Execute the Brutes documentary on HBO?
No. What's it called?
John, I can hear you this whole time. I'm in there. I'm on mute, and he's like, "I'm waiting for Jeff to come back." I'm like, "I can hear you." I feel bad for not being saying goodbye to Georgia, and she's in Chicago. That's wonderful.
I think she's in Chicago. She's from Jersey, but she moved to Chicago.
So is that a Sonal friend or one of your friends? How do you guys know her?
I think she's Sonal. I mean, we just book comedians. Sonal knows her.
Sonal's pointing to herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it. Oh, check out this shirt. So this is the game. This is the game I played. The game is called Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. But it times you on how you don't die in this game. You just get sent back to the beginning if you fall. and you're just climbing. This is the character. He's got like a cauldron. He's like a little.
Oh, you designing this game?
No, this is the game.
Oh, okay.
It's been out since 2017, but you're in this cauldron. You don't have any legs, and you just use that axe and climb over random shit. And people beat this game in under 2 minutes. It's like they call it speed running. But it took me 4 days and 20 hours to complete the game. And then when you beat it, they're like, you can communicate with Bennett Foddy, you can email him, or if I was on the computer and a mouse, because I did it with my phone, it pings him and he joins you in a chat room and he talks to you, because this game is so fucking hard to beat. It's like a fucking thing. So anyway, I'm very proud of, I just got the shirt. So then it sends you to the store. Like, you don't get the link to the store to buy the shirt unless you beat it, unless you beat the game. So then I bought the shirt and I'm very proud of it. I just wanted to.
Oh, I thought you were sent the shirt because you won the game or something. Who's Bennett Foddy? Like,
so he's a professor in New York, actually. He teaches philosophy or some shit. But he also designs all these games. But like, he narrates the game, and it's really fucking hilarious because he's just making fun of you the whole time, because he knows he made the game difficult on purpose. And
wow.
And so like, yeah, you don't like, there's a point like when you right at the end of the game where you're like, you could fall from the top right at the end and just fall straight back, and then there's a snake and it'll take you right back to the beginning.
Okay.
And it's
John.
terrible. It's terrible. So it's a game of humility and like patience, and you can't get frustrated at it because it's kind of funny, but then it's frustrating. But then you're like the guy, because you don't have any legs and you're just climbing all these obstacles with this axe, and you're like pulling yourself and you pogo and you like, it's a treat of a game. Anyways, look, I won and I got a t-shirt and I'm very proud of it.
I love it. Using big words like cauldron and 2017. I don't even know, like 2017, that seems like outdated.
Do you play Dungeons and Dragons, John?
I used to.
I've played one game, but it was too many rules and stuff. Like I have
a short. It takes time. You gotta. It's not like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You have like it just, and that's a game of like, oh, we're gonna play for 8 hours and hang out.
Yeah, I was like, no, I was bored. Like I was like, okay, first of all, you guys just.
When you start,
I was just invited, and then they told me the rules on the day. Like,
no, that's not how that works. No.
They were like, just do this, and I was like, I don't know.
Because I don't think I do anything for 8 hours. Like, I really don't.
How long are your shifts at the restaurant?
We're open from 4:30 to 9:30. And
is it a good
when we're
restaurant?
there at like 10:30, it's like shit.
I
say the service is shit. The food is delicious.
That's a fancy
really, really good. It's like a
good chef?
Well, I don't know. I'm just still new, honestly. It's like a really neighborhood vibe. Like everyone that eats there only lives like 2 blocks away. And
what's it called?
Mario's. And Mario is there like every fucking night. He's at every table. Like, where you from? Da, 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 da. Not mobbed up, but kind of mobbed up. Like, I like it kind of mobbed up. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
is it mom and pop type or like
100%? 100%.
I'm actually Googling it now. Mario Chicago.
Mario's Table. Yeah. It's like a couple blocks from my house. It's so adorable. I want to talk to you, Carmen, about like what your goals were with coming here in June, and what did you have in mind for like
I wanted to do more shows.
You've never been here.
I've never been to Chicago. So I would like to see the city, but other than that, like do some comedy. I don't know. It's sort of like, me and Sono only ever met once in person.
Doesn't
at the barbecue. at the bar.
Yes, and we work a lot online. But anyway, so it was spend time with Sonal. See you
Look, Sonal
guys.
just popped in for that moment right
Yeah,
there. I was
she
so
was
cute.
like,
Look at her
yeah.
popping in and out. She's got a hat on. She's got the glasses and the hat. I can't. This is too cute.
Yeah, spend
It's
time
not
with
cute at all.
Sonal. See you guys, hang out, see the city, and do some comedy. I mean, I don't know. What do you have in mind, Jeff?
I
should come to
don't
Mario's.
even know. Oh, absolutely should come. And I will.
I'm
fucking be
literally
delighted.
I love food. I'm a big girl. I love to eat.
You sound like Sonal. Like Sonal and I met online, and like I was a big like, oh no, I don't want anything to do with this Zoom shit at the beginning. I'm not into it. And 2020 was such a shitty year. And I took this online class where I met Sonal in it. And one of the highlights of my year. And I thought to myself, those are my very favorite things about life. The things you think you are going to hate or that are going to be the worst that actually turn out to be pretty great. And say things, we weren't in a pandemic right now. We didn't have any like global virus that we were, at the forefront. Like we were at regular shows, people were packed. Carmen was on stage at some Laugh Factory near you with Sonal. I don't know if I would have been able to meet you and have these kind of conversations with 4 or 5 people. I mean, these are the products of being isolated and in Zoom rooms. And sometimes when they all log off, those are the best moments. I don't know. But it's like some things I can be really grateful for within this year, even though it's been like, what the fuck? I don't want that. No, like resist. But like there's triumphs in resistance,
Hey,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think 2020 was a year of self-reflecting, of using your time with purpose and intent. But that's for me personally, So I only move with intent and purpose. Otherwise, if it doesn't give me anything, I'm not going to spend energy on it.
Yeah.
I thought I was
it would be so, John, and you should roll your S and sound